Hey guys, my name is Citiac and welcome back to another episode of FarmTown here in City Skylines. Now, as you can see right now, boys, we're flying over what we did in the last episode, and that was to extend a bunch of the farming land, which has now provided not only a lot of jobs, but also has helped us kind of get rid of the deficit of the farming products required. Well, slightly helped get rid of some of the deficit, and now we're exporting a lot more. And as you can see right now, I got a face cam on this video. Now, it's not every so often I do this. I like to come in every once in a while and remind you guys what I look like, because a lot of you still don't know what I look like right now, even though I've got a main channel. But we're back right now, and I thought it'd be fun if I say hello and we do some beautiful expansions. Now, what are we doing today then? Well, we are going to be kind of continuing some of the farming industry stuff, but I need to provide more residents, because after I added all this farming land in and all these brand new factories in Newton, it kind of give us a little bit of an issue. I've got unemployment at 0.1%. You might be thinking, whoa, that's pretty good, isn't it, Seniac? Yeah, it is. But when you take a look and then kind of deep dive into it, I'm slowly starting to pull away from the job market. Before, I could never satisfy the poorly and uneducated people. But now I've got quite a couple of hundred more jobs available than people who can take those positions, which is now starting to show us, and it's kind of happening to all the other ones as well. It's starting to show us right now that we probably don't have enough people living within the region. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to add some more people, do some more expansions, and I've got something cool I want to try, which might aid the traffic flow across the bridges. It could work, it could not work. I'm not going to mention what it is just yet. We'll see how we get on. But if you do enjoy this, smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new in here so you get notified when more episodes do come out. So I think first things first then, why don't we do a little bit of expansions over in FarmTown? Now, it's been a while since we actually added people in this area. So I think it would be kind of a cool thing to do right now is to add a little bit more population over here. So currently we've got 20,000 people living in FarmTown entirely. And we still got a few little nooks and crannies that we still need to fill. So what would go ideally in this area? The only downside is we've got a bit of pollution here, so you don't want to back it up too much. So maybe we can squeeze in the old little bit of commercial right now. Do commercial complain about pollution? I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to let the commercial take that little spot there. So these beautiful row houses right now can kind of fill themselves in this area. So once those are built either side, we'll then place all that down and let that beautiful, is it classed as medium density, slowly get spent. So a nice little area to fill up there. We've got a few little gaps over here we can also add more stuff into as well. Now, if I can go low density, I would, but I don't think I've got much choice in this vicinity. So if I just do the edges first, and then the same for this as well, do the edges there and there. And I wonder if I do it this way. Nah, do I do it that way or should I do it this way? Let's go like this. Actually, let me scrap that and do that on there just in case it kind of messes up. We'll do a small row just here of it all. Fill that up. Now, this is a lot of residential. This is quite a lot of residential being thrown in right now, and it's all going to be row houses, which do fit within the theme of this area anyway, so it kind of works out pretty well. So there's a few extra houses thrown in just there. I want to look at Sierra Valley as well, because when we built these bypassing roads, it gives us access to all these areas around, which has now kind of changed maybe how I would slightly work with this area. So I'm now going to be a little bit counterintuitive. I'm now going to actually delete everything that we've placed over on this side. So get rid of all the connections first, so I can then delete all the roads. And I'll explain why in just a moment. So get rid of all of you. I'm so sorry, boys. I'm so sorry, but needs must. Needs must. I'm going to let it naturally make itself disappear. But when we added this little bypassing road as well, we also added in the ability for them to turn off here and go straight down, which I was thinking about originally connecting up to that, but I already kind of pushed back the roundabout so it didn't have any issues with this roundabout. But what if I allowed this road to go straight down to here and to connect up and move the roundabout just slightly there? It means I can then slightly push over Sierra Valley a little bit and have a little bit more expansions on the go, which I feel like is the right way to go forward with it all. I can't see there being any backlash from the people living here. But let's go right through this right now, all the way. Actually, we're overlapping something. Oh, hang on, there's the road here I forgot to delete. How did I forget about that road? How did I forget about that road? Right, bringing this all the way down, and we'll do it on the snap. So just push straight through it, which means I can then delete that roundabout, delete this road going up and bending through, because it's all going to connect to that highway-style road. That's how we do it, boys. That's how we do it. So we're going to go for a medium roundabout, throw that in right there, and then we do have the... This is a 4-lane highway road as well, so let's bulk that up to here. And do I do it to there? Let's do it there, where it then filters wanting to do. Just so we can keep 2 lanes around the roundabout. That's solely all I'm doing it for. It could be a good idea. It could also be a bad idea. Now, I have now just killed off all the connection. I've just realised. To Tri Delta. So let me just quickly sort out the rest of all of this. So going down, and you know what? I should have just made it just go to here. It'll be kind of easier. Right, the connections are back in, boys. We don't need to worry about anything just like there. So now then, we've pretty much got to figure out. Then where all these connections are going to be placed, and I think the obvious ones are on these roads, but that one's a little bit too close for there. I can see it causing some slight traffic issues, so I might make this go upwards, like how this comes out and goes up. But it might be a little bit too close for comfort. Let me just kind of stick on the roads that I know we're going to have connections on. So I'll go straight through it first, so it kind of sticks. I don't mind that we have multiple connections so close within the vicinity, because we are within the residential area now, and it's not an ultimate road. It's just a slight little bypass that we hook up with a slight little highway. Right, can we now get out of no ground mode, delete all this, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Glorious. So yeah, I don't want that one too close. I feel like it is a bit too close. And to be honest with you, I might not even extend it. I'll just leave it like that and use these little kind of alley style roads to kind of push themselves out. For us to kind of like continue this grid format almost. So making that a little bit shorter than the others. Nothing too much going on. Yeah, we can just kind of end in that area ever so slightly. Now my big issue over here was the zoning. They didn't like the idea, and I'm going to quickly try and throw the zoning in before it disappears. Alright, throw you into there, you're into there, you're into there. And will the houses build very quickly? They will. I don't know if that will determine it them pushing over with the desirability to build in this location. I don't know. They're the issues we're kind of having within this area, because as soon as I place it down, the desirability just soon disappears. So if I throw it down quickly, they've got no choice but to build. That's how we slightly get around it. So bringing this out as well. So we'll kind of do a few little connections here and there. Bringing this down to here, and I reckon we'll use you. Oh, I don't like how that's gone a little bit funky. So keeping this fashion. I think it's going to mess up anyway, isn't it? Yeah. Right, I'd rather it stick to this. What is going on with this road? Is that road slightly a bit off? Is it this road? I can't work out which road's got the issue. Alright, if I brought that up to there. If I brought this right down. Okay, now we've got somehow rid of the issue. Well, I thought we did. I thought we did, boys. But we'll go with that to there. And then we'll keep it like that. So I pause again because we do get that slight bit of desirability that we can maybe utilize before it all disappears. And I don't want it to be attached to... Oh, what's that? Oh, it's a random bit of commercial. What a fool. What a fool. Alright, we'll get rid of that random bit of commercial. Right, so we managed to squeeze some in. I think we've got it there before the desirability does disappear. So it's only a small bit of growth, but when you think about it, what I got rid of and what I'm replacing it with, there's probably not that much difference. But I've gained this extra bypassing route solely through Sierra Valley, which again, in the long run, should really, really help us out with any of the traffic managements that we've got to see and we've got to kind of experience. So they all do their thing, no stress. Now we will see an increase in traffic as people move into these brand new areas. Are we all built up over here right now? There's all good, over here's all good. No one's complaining about pollution, which is all good. So it's only a small increase. I won't say it's much, it's a small increase. And we'll see what we can get thrown over here right now in Newton as well. Now we are doing low density, so we're not going to fully expect to get the huge amounts of population boosts coming in. But we'll try and push as much as we can down here. All the way down to there as well. And there's a little bit over here we can maybe throw in to there. And then down to, we'll go to about there. So lots more residential thrown in. All low density, because I'm still somewhat trying to keep the population low before the City Skylines, the game itself, actually starts to slow down. So that will give us a few more residents. I won't say it will give us everything that we need, maybe. But then again, uneducated has definitely increased. So we could fill these numbers a bit right now. And all the farming land will then start to slowly not complain as much. But shall we try my idea? Do you want to know what my idea is? So I mentioned at the start of this episode then, I might have a slight little idea that we can maybe utilize that would alleviate any of the pressures of the traffic on the highway roads and the bridges. Now, to put it quite frank, since all the stuff that we've done, the bypassing routes, the additional river crossings, I haven't seen any issues. I feel like we've solved the traffic issue. We no longer have traffic issues anymore. But, and it's a big but, right? What if we could implement something where we could say this was the original crossing before we built the bridges? And what if we implemented a river crossing with boats? I don't know if it's going to work. If it doesn't work, forget anything. Forget this episode. Let's pretend that you didn't even watch it and we just move on with our lives. If it works, great stuff, great stuff. That was my plan the whole time. So I don't quite know, because my thought process with a river crossing on water is defaulting to like the original City Skylines, and I don't feel like I've used water transport enough in this game to get a feeling for what you can kind of do with it. So let's see. We have a harbour. So I need to place down 2 harbours. It's literally the world's shortest crossing, but we can kind of pretend it was the original crossing, couldn't we? Which then will give us some use for this part of the land here in Sierra Valley. And then we can kind of connect it to this and build maybe like a little bit of an old town kind of vibe. I don't know. And we can set up a bus route that connects them up as well. So you can get on a bus to the river crossing, across, and across again. That makes sense? Maybe not. Maybe not. But I kind of like the idea of having a river crossing. And I feel like we can then build a small little river town. Right, I'm definitely going to try it. We're going to try it, okay? We're going to try it. So, build you in. All good. And I reckon we'll come off this highway, kind of get into it, but also connect up to this road as well. But we also have this road that leads down here as well. So I got a multitude of options on how you can kind of connect up to it anyway. But let's come off this to begin with. So stick into this alignment. Going right down. So bring it down so far. Like that. And then we'll try and build something around here. Now, we can place this freely, can't we? Or is it better that I maybe kind of implement a road and try and snap it to the road? Is probably a better option. So if I brought that down there, and if I brought this coming across there, and then, yes, I think it might be better to kind of snap to it. But it would mean that we'll have to kind of maybe terrain it slightly. Oh, it actually terrains itself already. Interestingly. Okay. I don't want the highway to run directly into it like that. We'll kind of maybe bend it down and kind of like a little bit of a crissy-cross to a certain degree. I feel like that could work. A bit different, right? Kind of going off the usual order. So if I go up by a 112 and then go up by another 112, and if I run this down, I try and at least get to a 45-degree angle, which is that. Oh, I just realised something. Oh, let me go again by 112, then down. That went all over the place. Right, there we go. And then do a 45-degree angle here. Which is literally there. Don't you just love it when it all comes to plan? Right, okay, just making sure we got that alignment all set up. So delete you, delete you, delete you, delete you, delete you. Now, the reason for this is I kind of want to create the alignment on a diagonal to where this is currently running. Now, they don't like, believe it or not, this connection. They're not a fan of this diagonal connection here. Okay, it works like that. So we'll build a small little kind of extension of Sierra Valley. Will it be an extension or will it be its own little individual entity as an area? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. To where that will then kind of run in. Now, if I just go down by another 112 and then obviously hit this with their... Hit that like that. You're like that. You've then got your... You can kind of see where your grid's coming in. You know, it's not going to be perfect, but it will do the job. Right, that runs to there. It's so awkward trying to build on two alignment, on two axes right now. It does feel really weird. It really does. So if I bring that to there, and then officially connect this. Actually, we'll keep it to that normal style of road. So a 105 by a 109 we'll run it to, which is fine. So it becomes a highway road and into a normal road where we run along this. Now, I feel like, and I ain't going to lie, that could be too much of a high capacity for what I want to try and do within this area. So 112, there we go. And where else do we run with this? Because obviously that would come up there. Maybe go a little bit longer. And then would we kind of bring this down as well? Or I feel like we're asking for trouble. I feel like we're asking for trouble for too many connections. So maybe I can do like a smaller style road where you can kind of grab in those little nooks and cranny connections. Because that also works there. That is a traffic magnet. But I'm all for it. It's like a little mini roundabout at the entrance. It's hilarious. It is hilarious. Now, I've over-engineered that. For what reason? There is no reason. There is no reason to why I've over-engineered it. We'll have this road here kind of connect up to there. So we'll do an 85 by an 85, and then that runs in. So now all of a sudden, these extensions that were pretty much just on the outskirts of the town, they have almost like a little bit of a purpose at this point. They almost do. This is obviously going to run all the way through. Train crossing, which I really like. Right, where's the best way to run this? Oh, I don't like what's going on here. It just feels a bit off. Something feels off on this road. Oh, it was the pipe connection underground. Of course it is. I had to think then for a second. Why does this feel a bit weird? Right, delete you back a little bit. So we can go back to normal now. To there. It doesn't run parallel, but it's okay. It's okay, boys. Listen, we don't question these things, okay? We don't need to question these things. Right, there we go. And now we get access. So to be honest with you, I could extend Sierra Valley down here. And I feel like that would be the natural thing to do, looking at it. I don't think it feels right to have like a weird section or a kind of enclave of an area. But I feel like Sierra Valley would just extend all the way down to like, just like how FarmTown extends down to here. Now, you thought that was a pain. I've now got to somehow try and implement something very similar to over here. Now, I've got all my waste treatment recycling in this vicinity, so I don't know how much this feels like it would fit within this area. But I've got the crossing there, and I need to build a crossing then over here somewhere. And ideally, it would be quite nice to have it like borderline opposite, which would mean I have to then maybe, and I say maybe very lightly, I'm going to have to relocate right now my waste facility, which it's not a bad thing to do. I can place it up there, and maybe we reallocate them to a different area in general eventually. But I feel like we should maybe move these somewhere else and then extend FarmTown to fill up this kind of peninsula bit just there. Yeah. Right, anyway. Bring you down to that there. Got a new cross there, and that's where we're going to attach the little harbour here. So looking at it, it's going to go about there, which I reckon will work. The land itself changes for us. And we'll have to extend the train line. Can that go across the train line? It could. Actually, it could do. To connect to more of these areas down here. Everything's going to be slowly becoming intertwined and connected. I like it. I do like it. Right, delete you there. And then we'll figure something out in the future. But we can pretend that this was the original crossing between the two towns. Before the road, before the vehicle, when it was horse and cart onto a little boat. You see where I'm going with this? Now, do I just go really big with that? Maybe not that big. And it's actually going to be quite difficult because of... Oh, can I just do a crisscross like that? So they do like a figure of 8 in the water as they cross over. That is amazing. Why didn't I think of that in the past? I don't know. It's not going to be efficient. It's going to be hella expensive. And I don't feel like many people are going to use it. But it tells a story. That's the important part of it. It tells a story of what once was and what was the original crossing across the river. I like that idea. I kind of like that idea. And obviously, once we get all the towns fully extended down, then things will slightly change. I reckon I'm going to move all this and build around here because it will makes more sense as well with the train station. You will get people that do use it. But yeah. Now, do we need anything additional? Do we need a depot? I don't think we do. We're going to set up right now the crossing. So there to there. Path finding failed? What do you mean path finding failed? You literally just do a figure of 8. Well, obviously this doesn't work then. Well, obviously that doesn't work how you expect it to fully work. I could make them go around like this. For the funsies? Why would I do that? I don't know. I've got 8 tiles left, so I'll have to buy these here. Do you know what it actually could be? It could be the original crossing went back and forth, but now it's no longer used as a crossing. It's more of a tourist attraction. And while they are still kind of utilize the back and forth, they take a bit of more of a scenic route, so you get a little bit more of your money's worth. So it's not a case of just bam, bam, oh, why didn't we drive? Oh, we got to explore a little bit on the way round. See? Marketing, boys. Marketing right now. So a narrow seaway will kind of connect down, which is now going to be an issue. Do you know what? I don't think we're going to be able to do this, if I'm completely honest with you. Because of how low. I say how low. It's mainly the bridges, isn't it? Like, oh, can that not even go through there? Yeah, the bridges are not high enough. So, do you know what? Forget everything I said. Forget everything I said. Right. We'll smoothen these little islands down. Smoothie, 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 smoothie. Smoothie, 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 smoothie. Right, there we go. Let the water settle. And is this now enough to do something like this? Right, if you're telling me right now you cannot cross on this, there you go. Oh, it actually goes around perfect. Ta-da! Forget everything I just previously said. Forget everything I previously said. So he wants to put how many boats on? He wants to put 1 boat on. Now you can't change. Not connected to the outside. Of course it not. Oh wait, hold on. We need an outside connection. Wait. Do we actually need an outside connection? Can we not? Can we not use it just to naturally go back and forth? I am surprised. I am very surprised. And that kind of is a very, very big issue for us. Because we actually cannot get it connected. City Skylines 2. You're telling me I can't do a river crossing because I need to be connected to the outside region? Is this true? Is this actually true right now? Right, this looks like a big bridge here. You can't go underneath that. So that's put a little bit of a spanner in the works, hasn't it? Right, this is going to have to be something then of a future project. That's going to have to be a future project that we eventually get set up. Is having a crossing with ships, with boats. I am slightly upset that we can't implement it. Boo! City Sky, boo! I'm booing the game. I am legit booing the game right now. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Anyway, boys. Anyway, let's see the job market. So we've pretty much filled up the uneducated jobs and the poorly educated, which is perfect. Exactly what we need to do right now. The only complaint is going to be that we have the lack of high-skilled labour. So it's a case of now waiting for those new people who moved in to be educated and eventually go for those high-paying jobs. It's just something that we kind of have to wait for. Now, in Sierra Valley, while we have added these additional connections in, we are going to have to at some point start building lots of farming land over here. Now, I'm thinking with the last few little nooks and crannies that we do have, is there any room to get some slightly bigger buildings thrown in? I want to see what is going to be possible here. Kind of slightly bulk up the population to a certain extent. And if I do another one there, what do we get out of that? Just a couple thrown in. Nice. And then go down to here. A large one there. Actually, I don't think they're going to like the idea of living so close to that train track there. So we'll just get rid of that one and replace it with a smaller one. So slightly a little bit bigger on that side, which, you know, we'll go with it. We'll go with it. They really haven't wanted to build in this area, so I might throw down some commercial instead. A little bit of commercial shopping area might make make some use of that as well. Should work out very well. That will now get built. Things looking good. These trees are yet to grow. I'm so upset. It looks really good, like, as if it is gonna work. I'm upset. I'm not happy. I'm not happy with the game right now. I really am not happy. Right. Let's stop talking about the downfalls of the game. We all know the issues right now. We all know the issues. And we are going to get an additional bit of farming in. So we'll do some grain farming. And we can go to about there. Nice. So we tried to do this last episode, this one, but I realized at the very end that I did not have the building completely attached. Right, straight down. Bam, 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 bam. Done. Nice big bit of grain farming right there. Very good, very good, very good. Now, when it comes to the production side then, now a little bit more time has now passed on. And we have got more residents in, so they're going to want to use more farming products. We're still in a surplus of the raw resource. But the material good, we're actually currently in a surplus of food, convenience food, beverages, but not so much textiles. And we need more factories for that. We will need to implement more factories, which I don't know how that would work, like, for example, in this area, because it's digging into the mountain. So if I ran a little bit of a strip... Oh, we've unlocked the chemical plant. It does dig into the mountain right now, and I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know, I might kind of, like, landscape it a little bit to kind of slightly push it back. So if I leveled the terrain a bit and then pushed it a little bit further back than the actual factories, kind of like this, as if we've kind of like terrained it ourselves and manipulated it ourselves to be able to build within this area. So smoothing from the top as much as we can, and then take it to as low as we can. And then it doesn't look too bad. It actually looks a lot better right now. Like, we kind of like landscape the area to build the factories, which will hopefully provide a lot more jobs. These houses over here are still yet to build. What's going on, boy? Taking so long. Right, these are about to get done shortly. Let's fast forward. It helps if we kind of fast forward the game. I mean, I don't know if you guys knew that. But some nice larger houses being thrown in. There we go. Fits the landscape perfectly, so I won't moan too much about that. I'm still mad about this. Still mad. Still mad. Don't want to talk about it. Don't want to talk about it right now. And we'll also extend this road leading over. Now, have we got the desirability for the low density residential? We do within this area, so we'll kind of fill it all up pretty quick. There we go. We've added in quite a lot of residents. We really have. So our first factory producing textiles, perfect. That's it. I couldn't have asked for anything more. That's furniture right there. This one's a bit of timber as well. More textiles, pharmaceuticals, more... Did I already click on that one? I feel like I already clicked on that one. More textiles. So a couple of textile factories right there, which is perfect in aiding us to basically be able to produce more of that material good. Which is down here. Still got. Oh, we're now in a deficit to convenience food, and that will become from the fact that we are getting more people living here, so the demand for that product does increase. Also, a lot of these factories over here have now gone abandoned. Ooh. Well, that's not good, is it? That's definitely not good. What are you going to abandon for? It's been abandoned by its occupants. Maybe something more worthy will move into the area. That's all we can hope for. That's all we can hope for. We might need more schools. Yeah, the school there, completely full. Holy moly. Right, where... I feel like over here makes sense for an additional school. So I'll throw that in just there. We will extend... Is that the extension for... No, this is the extension, isn't it? Yeah. We'll get a playground extension. Actually, let me get this children's clinic extension in. I'll put it on this side. And then the playground extension can go just there. So a little bit big. It's already got 50 students in. It's already... Okay, it's nearly doubled then. Right, that will then give us a lot of basic general level... Is it foundation or general? I think it's foundation level education. Which really helps out. These are built over here. They have... We have really extended right now. So FarmTown had about 20,000 people living here. We've added an extra 1,000 people living there in the small amount of buildings that we did implement. That school is already up to 300 and 400 right now, people there, which is crazy. And it's still growing. We've got to figure out a way to get ships coming in. So I feel like it's, weirdly enough, easy to go this way out because it's only one bridge I've got to change the height of versus going through all of here. But it does mean we can buy all the tiles, which is kind of annoying. But at least we know a way in how we can kind of like grind the XP a little bit easier too. So, on that note, we've got to keep extending the farming areas. We've got to keep growing in general. We know exactly what we've got to do. We've just got to implement it as much as we can. That's all we can say, and that's all we can try. So, if we do the odd little stagger here and there, on this, and hopefully it works all in our favour. But we have realised we can create bigger farms than what we actually realise we can create. Some of the farms you can create can actually be quite big. Where's the one that I created like a really, really big farm? I think it was... God, I think it might be this one. It's actually bigger than I originally thought it was going to be. Maybe. Maybe. But everything's looking pretty good. When it comes to traffic... Where's the traffic option? There we go. Flow's pretty good. It looks like the flow's not really, you know, not good at all. And I think maybe these are the main suspects. Those there. Gets a little bit hot and heavy around here and there. But I don't understand how it's like borderline, what, 70... No, well, look, mid-60s? How can the traffic be mid-60s? I would notice if the traffic was mid-60s. Okay, okay. Okay. Okay, shut up. I get it. I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it. As soon as I said that, I spotted something that's holding me up quite bad. Right. We need to have a dedicated turning lane, which will bring back a bit further. So if you're going to the right, you've got your own lane. And you no longer have to wait for all the other vehicle traffic to kind of filter through. Which is the majority of the vehicles look like they want to head that way in general anyway. Embarrassing. So yeah, embarrassing right there, sir. Right, simple fix. We've done it. Oh, and then the same thing then applies here, doesn't it? The same thing then applies here, which is then a little bit more difficult to try and implement. But at least we got off the main drag anyway. It's not too bad. Got to keep your eyes peeled, boys. That traffic can sneak up on you. It can sneak up on you right now. But we will end it here anyway. I'm going to try and unlock some more tiles for the next couple of episodes. We're trying to get the boats all hooked up eventually. But we need to access more plain area. Like all this. Maybe we can add an additional town on the coastline and have the boats run. Oh, I don't know. More plain area anyway. Building more farms in general because we need to bump up the economy. And just ultimately provide more jobs. The unemployment rate is still the same. But we know this story tells a different picture. So we've got to keep going, boys. We've got to keep going. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, smash the like button down below. Until next time, I see you all soon. So, goodbye.